Hello. So my research iterated that these protests are silent, peaceful, and non-violent, and that kneeling is appropriate, civilized, and unharmful. And I believe that if you change this, if you mandate players that they are required to stand, that protests will turn ugly, players will lash out, and the protests will overall worsen. It's no surprise that these players are super passionate about these protests as they continue to do it. And according to Michael Jenkins, who is a safety for the Philadelphia Eagles, he revealed when asked if what he would do if he was required to stand. He said, "I'd continue my demonstration because my demonstration is in no way disrespectful to our flag, our country, or our service members. Neither is anybody in the league who is kneeling." So evidently the protests will continue to happen even if there is a rule to stop it. And moreover, according to Rachel Lee from the Salon, the NFL players have already been evolving what protests during the anthem can look like. Several players have started to raise fists in black power salutes as an alternative to kneeling, a move that neither Trump nor Jones has addressed or criticized yet. So from this, I take that, if players are already adopting alternative forms of protest other than taking a knee, imagine how much they'll be hurt. Imagine how much they'll go out of their way to adopt worse forms if they're required to stand. They're going to retaliate. They're going to say, "Screw you." They're going to come out and be upset. And I don't think that's what any of us want. Moreover, like my partner said, peaceful protest is as patriotic as it gets, and patriotism is love or devotion to one's country. It's not blind loyalty, but rather organized and identified love and support for the country to uphold the lofty ideals that it ever so easily claims. And I believe this messy issue has brought players, owners, and the league overall together in unity. According to Michael McCann from Sports Illustrated, Trump's desire to see fewer players protest will likely backfire, perhaps badly. The president's comments will probably lead to far more players protesting, and with no doubt and unintentionally, Trump has brought the league, owners, and players together in ways that seemed unimaginable. So these protests have induced an element of unity among NFL teams and the league. And when you mandate requirements is when you instill division, and players will retaliate and leave the league. And the X factor of bringing these teams together and players together is the social injustice that they are actively trying to combat. And And moving on, I believe that standing for the national anthem it will become meaningless if it is mandated. According to David French from the National Review, we apply the limitations of the Constitution with no fear that freedom to be intellectually and spiritually diverse, or even contrary, will disintegrate the social organization. To believe that patriotism will not flourish if patriotic ceremonies are voluntary and spontaneous instead of a compulsory routine is to make an unflattering estimate of the appeal of our institutions to free minds. So the power of the salute lies with the choice to salute. If you mandate it as mandatory, it's going to lose a lot of value. It's going to become unworthy. It's going to become mundane and just generic. And I believe that the beauty and nationalistic qualities of the national anthem come from spontaneity and voluntary support opposed to blind loyalty. I believe that the lofty ideals that the flag and national anthem are supposed to represent do not align with the actions and reality of our country, hence the cause of the protest. So it's essentially a call to wake up Americans from complacency and invoke a better future. Yes. And we believe that less detrimental forms of protest would be ineffective and carry no substance in the players' efforts to enact change. We understand that nothing will change if players elect to take a backseat and are unactive in creating change. If you stick to social media or just venting, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be opinions and opinions and opinions without any change. So if you want to take notice and get people's attention, you have to do something prominent. You have to do something outrageous. You have to get people's attention somehow. And this is how you get attention. Moreover, your proposed policy further contributes to the list of the things that the players are actively protesting. According to Rachel Lee from the Salon, the ban would underline exactly what the players are demonstrating against on a weekly basis. It underlines how owners prioritize white comfort over racial justice, a mirror of the problems black people face on the streets every day. For this reason, I believe your proposition is flawed. There's a line in the national anthem that says, "The land of the free and the home of the brave," and this is clearly not the land of the free. We also would like to acknowledge that we do not believe that the protests are hollow. We believe that there is action and substance behind them. Colin Kaepernick has pledged $1 million to nonprofit organizations. The team he previously played for, the 49ers, have also pledged $1 million. And all of his jersey sales are all being sent to nonprofit organizations and charities. And things like that happen all the time. Players do that. Players have a lot of money and donate money to worthy causes. But we don't notice it or acknowledge it until it's in the forefront of the media, until there's a reason of why that's happening. So he's doing that, and he's being successful. And also, according to Rachel Leah from the Salon, if players are made to stand, that won't end the cause and the struggle by any means. Already, the real work of contributing to and collaborating with and organizing for groups that speak out against police violence in black communities has already been unfolding off the field through actions like Colin Kaepernick's. And finally, I'd like to end by just saying that you mentioned that we feel unified while standing and reciting the anthem together, but that cannot be true if people are being discriminated racially. So how can we be unified people if we are being discriminated against? And it's very simple, we cannot. Thank you.